Welcome to Decor and Design as Easy as Mine. If your dining chairs are old, have deteriorating upholstery, or are uncomfortable to sit on, you might have thought about replacing them. However, the cost can be prohibitive, and sometimes the new does not quite gel with your current decor. Reupholstery is one option for you to consider. If you saw my video on the armchair, you might have heard my advice on how to find a good upholsterer. Taking referrals from friends and family might be one way. I prefer to meet the upholsterer and see the quality of work I can expect. Avoid using what I call upholstery brokers, who are persons who advise on the process and try and sell you fabric from their limited range at high cost. They also charge a high rate as the go-between for the person who does the work and you as the client. Get the estimate for how much fabric you will need from the upholsterer. My experience indicates that the broker's estimates are nearly 60% higher than actually required. I can share that I eventually spent 1/3 of the estimate given to me by brokers on labor and material. Shop around for your material, and I'll get back to you on that in a short while. After deciding that I would reupholster them rather than buy new chairs, the cheaper ones are just not worth investing in, my project was the 6 dining chairs in the family for the last 17 years. So here are the chairs in my dining room. They have served me well over the years. In making my decision to upholster, I inspected the chairs more closely. The legs were firm and in good condition. However, what was sold as genuine leather in time showed that they were indeed bonded leather. At various points of contact, the covering was flaking off. The stitches in the fabric were opening. Although they were still an in vogue style, their age began to show through the wear and tear of time. Here is a close-up of one of the chairs. All of them had similar deterioration on the back or on the seat. As I continued the inspection, I grew apprehensive at the mounting costs of repair and refurbishment. This was clearly not good. While my guests never complained, I realized now that they were very uncomfortable at my dinner table. In order to make up my mind, I took one chair in my car to the upholsterer for a quote. Including the webbing, foam, and labor, the price was very attractive. The only proviso was that I source the fabric. I had to take a close look at the colors of my decor before I chose the fabric. I began with the Roman blinds, which had many subtle tones woven into the fabric. These tones would provide a useful guide for my eventual choice of fabric. Together with the carpet, which had brilliant gold, red, blue, and green, and the Roman blinds, I had an idea of the colors. I decided to complement the decor around me. I also had to consider the quality of the fabric because dining chairs, which these days often double up as office chairs, require a durable fabric. After a visit to various upholstery fabric stores, I eventually found this, which possessed many of the colors I was seeking. I was also sure that they could endure regular use. They did in fact look rather bright and bold. When the upholstery was completed, the results were stunning. The chairs were transformed. They also reflected the goldish color of the oak table and the dresser. In a light-filled space, they brought a new dimension to the fading beauty of the dining room suite. Together, as a set, it felt as if the chairs belonged in this new space. The reflections of light from the wooden windows added to the beauty of the newly recrafted chairs. This view confirms that the choices that were made after much deliberation were in fact the right ones. However, modern decor calls for a tying up of the colors in one space into the adjoining areas. Sometime in projects like these, there might be fabric that's left over. Some make useful placemats out of these by hemming the outside edges. In my case, 2 bolster cushions were made with the extra fabric. That was placed on the leather couch in the adjoining lounge. They confirmed that the decor here was thought through carefully. So it was not always about the dining chairs, was it? It is about the coherence of the spaces together. So, was all the research into fabrics, quotes from various potential service providers, time spent on connecting decor not worth it? This slide confirms that it was. So while this decor and design was not always easy, it was certainly worth it. Thank you.